Hello everyone. So let us start with section D. We are already done with section A, B and C of 2024 Computer Science question paper of grade 12. So if you are not done with those three sections, then I will share the link of those three sections in the comment in the description box. You can check the videos. Okay. So let us start with 31 question. Consider the tables admin and transport given below. So here we have one admin table with four columns. We have SID, SNAME, and sub address and S type. Okay, and the values are also given. And then we have one more table, transport. SID is there and with bus number and stop name. Write SQL queries for the following. Display the student name. So we have to display the student name and the stop name from the tables admin and transport. So you have to fetch the data from both of the tables because the student name is the part of admin table and stop name is the part of transport table. Okay, so you will start with select command only, display. So here we have select and you will check the proper name. It is not like a student name is given here, so you will also write in the query, you will write a student name. No, you have to actually search for the actual name, column name. So column name is S name, right? So it is S name, student name is S name. So select S name and then you have what? Stop name. So stop name is here only stop name. This is the part of transport table. So stop name from table 1 is admin and table 2 is transport. So you can give both of the names of the table by separating with comma from admin comma transport, where the admin table and transport table, you will link these two tables with the help of common field. So here also you can see in transport table we have SID and even in admin table also we have SID, right? So admin.sid is equal to transport.sid. So this is the answer for this first one. Now second one, display the number of students. So number of student means the count of the student and those are fulfilling this particular condition whose S type is not known. Okay, so here only you please check, we have select count star from admin where S type is null. Okay, S type is null. Again S type is here to proper name of the column is given. So you have to check S type is a part of which table. Just check it. S type is not given in transport. So it is a part of admin table. Admin table is there S type. Okay. So we are fetching the details from admin and this is count star which is used to count. Next, the third one is display all details. All means everything. So all means star with the help of star. Then of the student whose name starts with V. Okay. So start with V. So it is here it will come like V and then star. Okay, V and modulus. Okay, so where S name like V and modulus. Okay, so that means V starting with V and any of the character at last. So V modulus and then in double quotes, right? Select all from admin where S name like V modulus and in single quote semicolon. Perfect. Display student ID and address in alphabetical order of the student's name. Student name. So student name field is S name, right? But this is for what? This is with respect to the student name. You have to display the details in alphabetical order, which is A to Z, and A to Z is ascending order. You know very well. Ascending order to descending order, two orders are there for sorting. This is for the ascending order and ascending order is the default sorting, right? Default. So if you are writing ASC, fine. If you are not writing, then also it is fine. So we can do it with the help of order by clause, right? Student ID. So student ID is SID and address. Address is a part of admin table. Okay, address itself is given here only. You can check the first table is admin and address is here. So select student ID, admin address from admin table and the sorting is order by clause by student name in ascending order. So if you are writing ASC, fine. If you are not writing, then also fine, no problem. Okay, so these are the answers for the 31 question, all the four subparts we discussed. Next is Sangeeta is a Python programmer working in a computer hardware company. She has to maintain the records of the peripheral devices. She has created a CSV file. Okay, CSV file, you know very well, CSV is comma separated values, which are the spreadsheet files. Okay, and these files, you can work on these files with the help of CSV module, and that module you can call into your program with the help of import keyword. So import CSV is required. Named peripheral.csv is the name of the file to store the details. The structure of the peripheral.csv file is where PID is for the peripheral device, PNAME is for the peripheral device name, price is peripheral device price, and this is the data types also you can check. Integer is for peripheral ID, then string is peripheral name, and integer is its price. Okay, integer will allow you to go for integer values, whole numbers. Sangeeta wants to write the following user defined functions. So you have add underscore device function and you have count underscore device function. So we have to work with these two functions. Add device, obviously it will help you to add a record from the user, to accept a record from the user, and then it will be added into the CSV file. Okay, so well, we have to add the record. Okay, you have to write it down. Now we have import CSV. I already told you. I think you are clear with this. So here only we can move to the program only directly. So here you have import CSV, right? If you want to work with CSV files, so CSV files is what? CSV file is the comma separated values, the text file only. But you can work with CSV file with the help of CSV module. The module we can call with the help of, as we discussed already, import keyword, right? So then we have to create a function called add device. So def is the name, is a keyword which is used to define a function, and function name is add device. Okay, and then we have to open the file. So peripheral.csv, we are going to write the data. If you are thinking you want to append the data, if you want to keep the previous one also with the new one, then you can write append mode also. But here I am thinking to create a new file. Okay, so the name of the file is peripheral.csv and the mode is W. W is for write mode. We are working with CSV files, so write W only. If you are working with binary files, then WB. But here they are saying you to go for W, textual file. Okay, now again, you will not go for a single record only. It might be possible the user wants to enter some multiple records. So we have while true. Okay, so by default we are considering it as true, and three of the values, if you remember in the question also, three values are given, which is peripheral ID, peripheral name, and price. So peripheral ID and price, they both are of integer type. So with input function, you will convert it into integer. So this is integer, but name and the default, this input function by default will enter string type value. So this is the string statement. How can we enter string values? Okay, in case of CSV file, the writer function is actually used to write it down. So we have here we have CW is equal to CSV dot writer and F. F is the object, it is the file handle. Okay, so file handle you have to write it down. This is the normal syntax only. And now CW dot write row. So single row we want to write it down. So write row, and this is the whole in a form of a list. So all three will be added. PID the first value, and PNAME second value, and the third one is the price. Okay, added. Now again we will ask the user, like you want to enter more records or not. So enter more record. So CH. So if here you can give the choice also like Y and N. So Y and N. If the user is entering Y, then no problem. It will go again upside and will ask you to enter the value of PID, name, and price again. But if the user is entering N, that means he or she don't want to enter more records. So you have to break this continuation. You want to come out from this loop in that case. Okay, this is while loop. So it will be outside, and then you have to close this file handle, which is F dot close. Done. And in case if the user is entering Y, then again it will ask you to enter all the three values, and that will be written into the with the help of this statement and the whole row. Right row is for single row, right rows is for multiple rows. But at a time we are working with single row, so right row function, and we will be done. Okay, so this is the answer. Now the second one, if you remember, the second one is which function? Count device function. So please check it properly. You have count device. To count and display the number of peripheral devices whose price is less than 1000. So count and display the peripheral devices. We have to count and display the peripheral devices whose price is less than 100. So how many values are there? In total 3 values are there. Here only you please check. We have peripheral ID, name and price. So the third one is actually for the price, and the price is less than 1000. So how can you fetch the values? This one you can fetch with 0 because the indexing is 0. List, how can we fetch the element of a list? If the list is L, so L0 is for the first value, then you have L1 is for the second value, and then you have L2 is for the third value. Okay, so we actually have to work with the third value. So L2, if the list variable is L. So here only you please check it. Now we have import CSV, and here you check we have def is equal to count underscore device. So this is the name of the function, and you have peripheral.csv and in read mode because we want to read the data now, right? We want to read it. So we have F here, and then CR is, so we have CR is equal to CSV.reader F. So F is the file handle and reader is a function of the CSV module. Then we have the for loop here for row in CR. Why the for loop is required? Because multiple rows are there, multiple rows of data is there, and at a time it is going to fetch a single row. Okay, and this row is actually having 3 of the values. You remember, the first one is PID, the second one is name, and the third one is its price. Okay, so we have PID, we have P name, and we have its price. So now the point is you actually have to fetch the value of third one, which is at index position 2. So here only, as the values when you are saving into a file are getting saved as a string. Okay, string, which is something in single quotes or double quotes, and you can't apply any mathematical operation on a string value. But the point is here you have to apply one mathematical operation, that is to use one comparison operator less than. So what you have to do, you have to convert that string into integer. So how can we do it? With the help of explicit type conversion. Okay, so explicit type conversion, now you please check it, like on which value you want to apply this explicit type conversion. The price one, and the price is at third condition, third index. So row is the variable in which we are fetching the value from this CR, and this is row 2. Row 2 is price. Okay, and then we are converting it into integer, and this is less than 1000. Then you are printing it, and at the same time you are increasing one value of the count variable, which is one counter. Counter is going to count the number of rows which are fulfilling this particular condition. So count plus is equal to 1 is the shorthand operator, which is equal to count is equal to count plus 1, right? Count is equal to count 1 plus 1. So if you are expanding the expression like this, so on the right hand side also the count variable is coming, right? So you need to initialize it. So here only you can check, I have taken count is equal to 0. So that means the first time it will take the initial value for this count variable as 0. So count is equal to 0 plus 1, like that only it is going to check for the condition, and how many will fulfill the condition, that many times it will increase the value of this count variable. And finally, after the completion of this whole thing, we are just displaying the value of this count variable, and then we are closing this f.close also. With f.close is to close the file handle. Okay, and then this is the invoke statement. So we are calling this function to find the output. So that's all about section D. So we finished all the 4 sections. In the coming video, you will be getting the explanation for the last section, which is section E. So hope you understood this video. And if you like this video, if you understood everything, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and to share with your friends and with your family members. Thank you so much.